Good morning, I'm Clinton Griffiths. It's estimated a day's worth of U.S. milk production each week goes to exports. That adds up to $6.5 billion in U.S. dairy products being exported to more than 133 countries. And exports are the story right now at this year's milk conference going on in Las Vegas. Farm Journal's Tyne Morgan is there, and Tyne, due to the supply chain crunch, is record dairy demand at risk?
Well, Clinton, that's really the big question here at Farm Journal's Milk Business Conference. Demand has been dynamic throughout the pandemic, record levels for both domestic as well as exports. But it seems that the supply chain chaos happening right now hasn't put a damper on that dynamic demand. China has been on a buying spree, which has driven much of that exploding export demand. U.S. dairy exports to China were up 32% just during the first half of the year on a milk equivalent basis. So what's driving that demand even through the pandemic? Well, dairy's health benefits.
And a lot of that has to do with the Chinese government telling consumers, hey, dairy is really nutritious. It's a great thing for your immunity. Go out, buy dairy products. And so, frankly, Chinese consumers did as a result. And so we've seen a huge spike in imports of everything from some of those milk powders I talked about that are in those dairy products, as well as into cheese as well.
But Laux says exporting those products has been no easy feat, as the shipping issues, especially on the West Coast, are really a major hurdle right now. It's not just adding to the cost, but forcing exporters to get creative.
Customers overseas are trying to figure out, okay, do we trust the U.S. to get us this product on time? Are they willing to make those sales in the first place? And if they are they willing to pay that price that they were willing to do before? And at the same time, are exporters having to pay added costs just to make sure that their products get on a boat, whether it's, as we've seen, butter moving out of Duluth, Minnesota to Thailand, or air freighting product? All of that really adds cost throughout the supply chain, which then impacts dairy farmers.
Now, Clinton, there is some good news. Reports say the cost to move a container fell by 1/4. That is the most in 2 years. So while that may be a sign that that backlog may be easing some, Laux says the time to really move through all of those empty containers on the West Coast, that's now. Reporting from Las Vegas, I'm Tyne Morgan for Ag Day.